Hi, I'm Susanne Schütz, and this is Cat Sounds Explained by Cat Lady Sweden. And this time we're going to talk about the chirp and the chatter. Cats chirp and chatter when they see or hear, or when they think or believe that they hear or see a prey animal which is just out of reach. It can be a bird, a mouse, a fly, a lizard, or even other objects which are similar to prey animals like darts, or even sounds that objects make, clicking kind of sounds. There are many theories about why cats do chirp and chatter, and one theory is that it's a hunting instinct to simulate the killing bite. It can also be a displacement activity, that the cat becomes confused or frustrated and has to say something. And it's even sometimes a protest. When my cats feel that they're being treated unfairly, they tend to chirp at me in protest. And possible meanings, depending on the context, are that I want to eat you, I want to get closer to you, or I'm excited, frustrated, confused, or even I protest. Accompanying body postures and movements include a tense body, especially when they see a prey animal. They are alert, they become fixated, and the ears point forwards. There is eye contact, and often the tail is moving as well. Some more facts about chirping and chattering is that they are produced articulated with an open or quickly opening and closing mouth. It's often a succession of several very short sounds punctuated by short silences or pauses. Chirping is very short and chattering is even shorter. The chirp is voiced, the vocal folds are vibrating, and it's often a very high-pitched sound. It's produced often with very pressed or harsh voice. But chattering is typically voiceless. The vocal folds aren't vibrating at all. It's more like a teeth or jaw chattering, like kind of sound. I have a video of Turbo here, up here to the right, where he's actually just producing one chirp and one chatter. So you can please take a look at his mouth and see if you can follow the quick opening closing gesture, but the mouth stays open all the time. You can see the lower teeth inside his mouth. I'll play it again. I have a slow-mo version of this as well, so you can look at it more closely. It goes like this. And there's a very short chatter at the end. If I were to categorize these sounds phonetically, I would say that chirping is one or several short vowel sounds, sometimes with an initial glottal stop, meaning that they are produced with the glottal groan at the beginning, like Chattering, on the other hand, is a quick sequence of K-like consonants, also with short pauses in between them. Chirping sounds a bit like groaning, as I said, this kind of sound, but chattering sounds a bit more like teeth clicking, like or Subtypes of chirping and chattering, well, they are subtypes of their own. We have the chirp, which is this voiced staccato squeaking-like sound, which is longer than the chatter and is often produced with fewer repetitions. And chirping has subtypes or variations of its own. I like to call them tweet or tweedle. I'll show you a few videos of what I mean by that. I'm not quite sure they should be subtypes at all, but just to show you that individual cats can vary cat sounds a bit and they sound a bit differently. And it's totally fine if you want to call these variations something else, like I did with tweet and tweedle. And then there's the chatter, which is this voiceless clicking-like sound, teeth chattering, which is shorter and has more repetitions. And I'll start by playing you just an audio example of a chirp so you can hear for yourself what it sounds like. It's often quite high in pitch as well. In the video to the left, I have a nice example of Rocky, who's chirping. There are several birds outside his window, which is chirping at, so this is prey-directed vocalizations as well. And you can see that his mouth opens and closes. To the right, we have Turbo, who's chirping at a bird outside the greenhouse, and it sounds like this. And you can see his tail moving as well. Now the chatter, I don't have many good examples of chattering. It's a very soft sound and the sound quality is often very bad. And my cats, they chirp more than they chatter. So I have a few videos of chattering to show you. The one to the left here is Turbo. He's sitting again watching birds in the kitchen window, and here I actually managed to videotape a chattering sequence, although I'm sorry for the poor audio quality here. I'll play it again. You can hear this. To the right, we have Donna, who's also chattering, not as rapidly as Turbo, but in a sort of sequence as well. Sounds like this. And you can hear that she's ending with a chirp, with a voiced sound. My cats, they combine chirping and chattering all the time. And to the left, I have a video of Rocky, who's chirping and chattering again at a bird outside the window. And to the right, we have Rocky again, who's chirping and chattering, and he's combining those sounds with softer versions or variants of chirping. I call them tweeting, which sounds a bit like a hoo kind of sound, or longer melodic tweedling variations like wah 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 wah. This video is quite long just to show you how much variation there can be in one cat. So maybe your cats are doing something different than Rocky is, but this is how he does it. So you heard the chirps, and then there was a softer tweet towards the end there. More chirp variations. I call my variations tweet and tweedle. You can call the variations that your cat does anything you like. This is a nice video of the articulation of Rocky's tweeting. He doesn't open his mouth as much when he tweets as when he chirps, and this is a nice example of that. Just listen and look. And the video to the left down here, we have a tweet again. It's Rocky who's chirping and tweeting more softly at a bird which is sitting here. It's a magpie, and Rocky is lying on the table over here. It looks like this. And in the video to the right, we have Rocky again, who's bird watching and sees a bird outside the window, and he's tweedling. I told you that cats can chirp at objects or even at sounds which sound a bit like their prey animals. And I have two nice videos here of Turbo. In the first one to the left, he's chirping when we are playing darts. And to the right, again, Turbo, who's sleeping in the greenhouse. And we have automatic window openers, and they make kind of clicking noises when they open and close. And Turbo reacts to that and begins to chirp at them, even though he's sleeping, actually. So to sum up, chirping and chattering are sounds which are prey-directed most of the time, but can be directed at objects or sounds as well, which sort of sound a bit like their prey animals. So it's probably a hunting instinct or a displacement activity, an act of confusion, or even a protest sometimes. And these sounds are made of mostly sequences of very, very short vowel or K-like sounds, which are punctuated with short silent pauses in between. And they are used when they are seeing or hearing prey or similar objects or sounds. And there are subtypes, of course, the obvious chirping and chattering, but there are combinations and variations as well. If you want to learn more about chirping and chattering, you can read about it in my book, The Secret Language of Cats, which is available in several languages. Or you can visit my project website, meowsig.se, where you can listen to and look at more examples of chirping, chattering, and other cat sounds. Thanks for watching Cat Sounds Explained by Cat Lady Sweden.